Hello, everybody. Check this out. Going live right when we're supposed to, 3:10 p.m. My name is Brandon. I'm here representing Variant Edition. We're going to be talking to you about final order cutoffs on our Go F.O.C. Yourself show. This is where we go through all of the orders that are due this Sunday for everything coming from Diamond, and this Thursday for everything coming from DC. And hey, in the future, we're going to have another window for Marvel product from Penguin Random House, because that all happened. Marvel is moving their distribution to Penguin Random House, and that is happening very soon here. October, basically. So yeah, that's gonna be a facet. If you want to know more about that situation, I suggest checking out yesterday's stream, the second half of it, where we get tipsy and discuss what Marvel moving all of their product in the direct market to Penguin Random House means for the industry. It's pretty fun. And we got very tipsy on adult grape juice. So I will get to screen sharing this what's-its. Bloop. There we go. So what we have here is going to be the Diamond stuff, starting from the top. Image Comics. You've got some more haha coming your way. The series is going over very well. I do want to say, as always, when comics are past issue 3, we do tend to stop ordering those for shelf, with very rare instances where we'll kind of keep going just based off of what we're seeing from folks, some regulars that are coming in. So if you want anything past an issue 3 that you're seeing around here, let us know. A lot of times the B covers are a particular of note, what cover you want to choose. So keep a lookout for some of those. One of the bigger things coming out this week from Image is the Old Guard Tales Through Time. It is an anthology series that Greg Rucka and Leandro Fernandez have put together in between the second and third volumes of the Old Guard. So if you watch the movie and want to know what happens next, Volume 2's got you covered. And this is actually going to tell a whole bunch of stories from these characters' histories. As you can see here, a star-studded anthology event, the best-selling, critically acclaimed The Old Guard, now a Netflix hit movie starring Charlize Theron, returns with all new stories by writers Greg Rucka, Vidi Ayala, Brian Michael Bendis, Kelly Sue DeConnick, Matt Fraction, David F. Walker, and more. And artist Leonardo Fernandez, Horatio Altuna, Rick Burchett, Valentine Leandro, Justin Greenwood, Kano, Nicholas Scott, and more. So you get sort of some histories of some characters here, with stories told by Greg Rucka and Leandro Fernandez, who co-created The Old Guard together. Cannot pronounce these things. A warrior of over 6,000 years old who has fought more battles than she cares to remember has kept one constant companion through her lifelong of combat. Her libraries. Andy's battle axe takes many forms and many lives, and it's centuries by her side in a story told by the co-creators. Meanwhile, you also get a story by Andrew Wheeler, and the artist of Nomen Omen. So this is a big thing for Danica's. 2 of her favorite creators telling a Nikki and Joe story, where they, I believe it's a meet cute, where they try and murder each other, like one does. So that's going to be really cool. It's got a few different covers. I'm super excited. This is sort of the traditional Old Guard style, and then you've got your other covers as well if you want a little different flavor. Radiant Black is continuing. We've got a second print of issue 2. We still have a few of those left, and issue 3 is coming out. If you are into that kind of like fairly grounded superhero series, just let us know. Stray Dogs 3 is coming up here. Very important to let people know. It's been going over extremely well if you're into like a super cutely drawn murder mystery. Stray Dogs. It's absolutely amazing, and you feel really tense, and it's just the look is so cute to it. It's a lot to drink in. Ultra Mega #1 is getting a second printing. We have a lot of first prints at the store. If you're still looking, it is a wild series. Every issue looks to be oversized as heck, as you can see here. Ultra Mega legitimately surprised me. It was one of my best of the weeks. It's basically what if Power Rangers kind of mixed in with Godzilla, but if those two kind of flavors had a lot of sickly slick horror elements to them. Like, oh, it is an outstanding book that I highly recommend to all of y'all. Ding 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 ding. There's a new addition to Mike Mignola's Hellboy universe. It is called Kojikaru the Skinner, Tales from the Outerverse. So maybe, oh no, wait, yeah. So this is not actually from the Hellblazer universe, but it's a story that Mike Mignola and Christopher Golden are telling together. So the strange and enigmatic bane of Eastern European witches has been dead for many years, but from a bloodied French town in the throes of World War II, a plea for help carries across the winds of time. A desperate band of resistance soldiers and their white witch allies rest their fate in the hands of Kojikaru's ghost, and when she answers their call, it will be heard near and far. Celebrated horror writers like Mignola and Christopher Golden return to tell the story of Kojikaru the Skinner, once a small girl named Karina who befriended a witch-hunting golem. They're joined once again by Peter Berting, who has drawn a lot of their Baltimore and Joe Golem stuff that they've worked together on. And yeah, it's going to be a really cool story. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, the second issue of Orphan and the Five Beasts. James Stokoe draws some wild stuff, as you can see here. This is what his interiors look like everywhere. It's just like an insane amount of detail and action, and oh, he's just one of the best. Highly recommended if you want a kind of more kung fu-y style, but with like a lot of detailed modern independent art flavor. We've got the first issue of a new Godzilla series, Monsters and Protectors. It is billed as an all ages series. So if you want the kiddos to get into some kaiju Godzilla, don't give them Ultra Mega, or maybe do give them Ultra Mega if you want some nightmares happening. But you can give them this Godzilla book. When a coldly single-minded businessman uses an untested element to create clean energy for a profit, he inadvertently awakens the beast from the deep, Godzilla. Sensing the harm the new energy poses to the planet, Godzilla attacks the heart of the problem, humankind. It will be up to 3 intrepid middle school students with a little magic help from Infant Island to show Godzilla that not all humans are bad and that there is still hope for planet Earth. So, yeah, a good all ages Godzilla book is what we're seeing with our eyes and faces. I do always love that. Oh, they also got a photo cover for folks who want like some old school. Sleeping Beauty's first graphic novel is out. This is a collaboration between Stephen King and one of his sons, Owen. And it's a graphic novel adaptation of the horror novel between the two, with gorgeous art from Allison Sampson, who is a wonderful human being and creator. We like her a lot. A bizarre sleeping sickness called Aurora has fallen over the world. Its victims can't wake up, and all of them are women. As nations fall into chaos, those women still awake take desperate measures to stay that way, and men everywhere begin to give in to their darkest impulses. 'Cause dudes are bad. It's just a fact, you know? Meanwhile, in the small town of Dueling, a mysterious woman has walked out of the woods. She calls herself Eve, and leaves a trail of carnage in her wake. Strangest thing of all, she's the only woman who can wake up. Ding, 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 ding. Other stuff continuing. DC we will get to. DC we will get to. Aliens 2 is coming out. The first issue has gotten some pretty wide acclaim, has sold pretty well. Very excited for folks to jump into Aliens into comics and get going through there. This particular issue of Avengers is a King in Black tie-in. For those of you who are collecting all of the King in Black tie-ins, that's a little something extra to pop in on the end of that series because it is coming out after. Things have wrapped up for that one. We also have the second issue of Carnage, Black, White, and Blood. That's gone over really well with some folks. It's a murder series. It's an anthology series. All of it's in black, red, and white. This Champions number 6 is the start of a new story arc, and you can start with from there. It features a lot of the current young characters teaming up to solve problems. So you got yourself some Ms. Marvel, some Ironheart, some Nova, some Miles Morales, and if I'm remembering properly, because it's not listed here, this is the Vision's daughter as well. Viv Vision. Yeah, he has a daughter. Comics are wild, folks. There's some reprints on here, as you can see. Civil War. Marvel likes to float if things should be reprinted. Of course, this will get reprinted, but they're just trying to see what the numbers they'll need will be. Marvel Treasury Edition. So a Treasury Edition means it's going to be like extra size, like fairly large. If say we're going to go this as a normal size, I don't even know if you all can see me properly there. This is a normal size. You're going to actually find something that's like about this much taller and about that much wider. For the Treasury Edition, I am very excited for this to be happening with Marvel's, particularly. Give me back. Okay, you can see it, but I can't. There we are. All right. I'm particularly happy that it's happening with this Marvel book because Alex Ross curated this series, went out and found some of the best artists that he could find. While they're not listed here, that would be very helpful. Thank you. Paging through the Marvel comic book is just almost a who's who of fine genre-based artists running the gamut from like folks more entrenched in the industry and just folks that you don't see much from in the industry. I wish I could give you a rundown of who's who, but at the end of the day, it's just going to be an absolutely stunner to look at, especially at a larger size. And I am super excited to get that book into my hands. The Marvelverse trade paperbacks are graphic novel sized and always include little bits of different characters for the younger reader set to be introduced to these characters. This one is for Shang-Chi, coming out before the movie that's coming out, I believe, at some point this year. Very excited for that to happen. Mighty Valkyries is coming out, continuing the story of Jane Foster as Valkyrie with Jason Aaron and Torun Grombeck on the writing dealios, and Erica D'Urso handling the art. Jane Foster believed she was the only Valkyrie left, but after the fight against Null, the King in Black proved her wrong. Now the Valkyries must redefine their roles in a changing world, and Asgard's not going to make it easy. When Loki comes, that's always a great thing for plot. When Loki arrives, when Loki comes to Jane with rumors of a beast stalking the souls of Midgard, she leaps into action, but she's not the only one after the strange wolf's hide. She'll need backup, but her ancient co-worker has other priorities. Years ago, the warrior made a promise to a woman that she loved, and now it's time to follow through. Get the real story behind the Marvel Universe's newest star, and don't miss the start of an all-new epic adventure from powerhouses Jason Aaron and Torrin Grumbeck and Matea pronouncing stuffs. So yeah, that's where Jane Foster is right now, hanging out, being awesome with other Valkyries. I'm very excited for this to come back into print. I wish it was sooner rather than later, but you get what you get. This is the first stories involving Miles Morales, and it is one of the best sellers that we have at the store, because I don't know if you know this, but kiddos freaking love and loved Enter the Spider-Verse. It was pretty big for some reason. A lot of books continuing here. We also have Way of X, a new X-Men series. A lot of people are like, man, there's so many X books. It seems like the X-Men office has a budget to put out 12 books a month. A lot get introduced, and then the books stop double shipping, which I like. But yeah, it's still a lot of volume no matter what you're seeing. So Way of X. Mutant kind has built a new Eden, but there are serpents in the garden. Some mutants struggle to fit in. Some mutants turn to violence and death. And the children whisper of the Patchwork Man, singing in their hearts. Only one mutant senses the looming shadows. Snared by questions of death, law, and love, only Nightcrawler can fight for the soul of Krakoa. Only he and the curious crew he assembles can help mutants defeat their inner darkness and find a new way to live. The Way of X. Cy Spurrier and Bob Quinn push the frontiers, the frontiers of Krakoa in this unmissable entry into the bold new reign of X. Folks out there, not currently making fun of me for the way that I say frontier, like a good Central Alberta boy. Boy, doing good with words. What If graphic novels coming out of the original What If tales. You got your choice of 3 covers. You can have the What If Jane Foster had found the Hammer of Thor cover, or what if the original Marvel bullpen had become the Fantastic Four? So you got like Stan and Jack and all them folk being the Fantastic Four. Really wild stuff. Or what if Spider-Man had joined the Fantastic Four? As you can see here, it includes what if numbers 1 to 15 and 17 to 22. Why doesn't it include 16? That's a good question. I'm going to try and do a quick zippity-doo to figure out what's going on there. Generally speaking, it is because it's a character that they no longer have the license to. One of the older What Ifs was a Conan issue that they couldn't print for a long time. But then they pulled that license back again, and suddenly they could kind of make that work. What we got? Oh, yeah. What if Shang-Chi, master of Kung Fu, fought on the side of Fu Manchu? So Shang-Chi originally was developed as the son of Fu Manchu, a character that Marvel did not own but had license to. So now a lot of his origin stuff just cannot be reprinted properly. Fun stuff, right? Corporate stuff. That is my absolutely brilliant partner, who I love, making fun of me. But she and I both know that it is with love. Frontier. Heading out on that wild frontier. Roping goats. Chasing down steed. When you're out on the prairies. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot I have internalized from car commercials and truck commercials and all that kind of stuff. Alrighty. The Women of Marvel special coming out in April. a little bit outside of Women's History Month, which, hey, you know what? Why cordon off projects into specific months where we're celebrating specific things? It's super weird and a little, I was going to say sticky. It's not sticky. Sticky's not a thing. I got a text from Danica. He says, I love you. And I shared that with all of you. Ha ha ha. Right. Music. I've got to do more work to get the proper music that we can use now going properly without stealing the music from the store as it runs, because you can only listen to one Spotify account, or you can only listen to a Spotify account in one place at one time. And there's a list on there that is for use for streamers, and that's what we've been using. All right, this Women of Marvel one shot has a whole bunch of interesting creators. It is talking about all kinds of female characters with all kinds of great female creators. Comics legend Louise Simonson kicks things off with a must-read introduction. Nadia Shamas punches the glass ceiling with the Jade Giantess. Elsa Jørgensen, whoa, I'm getting that wrong, real heart, grits her way to the front line. With Captain Peggy Carter, Sophie Campbell goes feral with a bone-grinding Marrow story. Yeah, Sophie would do a Marrow story. Video game and comics writer Ann Toole makes her Marvel debut in a blaze of glory. Natasha Altarisi of Heathen fame charges sword first into the Marvel universe with astonishing art from new and established artists Kaizama, Eleonora Carlini, Skylar Partridge, Joanna Estep, and more. You're sure to come away powered up and ready to slay in high heels and boots alike. Little pandery. It's missing the full like, we understand what the youth are into of a Yas Queen. In that solicit, they could have dialed that back a little bit and just been like, hey, look, y'all know what this is. It's a showcase of wonderful creators and characters, and we want to share that with you. Instead, they're just like, girl, check this out. We got stuff. They gonna slay. Good on you, Marvel. You slay them. You slay them good. Y'all can do these projects without just being like, check us out. Huh? We know the slang. We know the terms. You know, like the ones that we heard people tell us about. Come on, you dorks. Boom's missing a lot of covers, but that's okay. The Firefly brand new verse number 2, the one that takes place 20 years in the future of the Firefly universe, is there. It has already had some nice twists in number 1. We still have a lot of number 1s. It was real good. Very excited for some more of that. And otherwise, I don't really think they have anything new specifically, but they are going to have a Power Rangers Unlimited Hair to Darkness second printing. This is being solicited before the first one comes out. So if folks are being like, hey, where is that? I didn't get one of those. It's because it's not out yet. And Spectre Inspectors, number 1 is getting a second printing. We do still have a lot of those. Spectre Inspectors is a wonderful, wonderful series, as it says here, for fans of supernatural stories like Blackbird and Vampironica. Comes a new series who live that Scooby-Doo life by chasing ghosts. True believer Noah, her cynical little sibling Gus, credulous cameraman Ko and skeptical Astrid head to one of the most haunted towns in America to prove that ghosts exist for all the social media likes. The investigation of hauntings uncovers something more devilish than just a couple of ghosts, something that will put Noah and Astrid's relationship to the test and reveal the centuries-old sinister secrets of the town itself. Dun, dun, dun. Let's get back to it. Getting into the comics and graphic novels. I'm very excited. Black Mask sent along PDFs for this whole series, so I'm gonna try and dig into some of that over the weekend and do some recommendations. Specifically, Alice in Leatherland. Alice, a young writer of children's story. I think we might have talked about this before, but this is absolutely on F.O.C., especially now that we have the PDFs in hand. So still some chance to go over this. A young writer of children's storybooks is hurtled out of her fairy tale-like life when she discovers her girlfriend has been cheating on her. Charmingly defiant, she leaves her small forest town and leaps into a new adventure to seek love and find herself in the fast life of San Francisco. There, her concept of pure magical love will be completely overturned, and her biggest challenge won't be reckoning with other people's sexual drive. It'll be getting a grip on her own. From your new favorite writer and artist team of Ilonda Zeffirino and Elisa Romboli, Alice in Leatherland is a comedy about sex and so inevitably about every other aspect about life too. As the creators say about this book, sex is recounted as a way to investigate our relationship with ourselves and others, with our bodies and our place in the world. Sexual pleasure as self-affirmation and growth. There's room for love too, and bravery, and for many good laughs. That never hurts. I do remember reading that before. I love what the creators say about this book and what they're trying to communicate with it. So I'm excited to actually be able to give that a read and match that up with a lot of you more specifically. This is something that I want all of you who are interested to definitely let me know about. Barry Windsor Smith, the artist writer behind the seminal Weapon X storyline, is coming out with his own creator-owned thing. This was originally supposed to be an Incredible Hulk story that Marvel passed on because they wanted him to make some changes to it, and he said no. And so he's built this by himself, and now Fantagraphics is going to publish it. I'm very, very excited for this to come out. It's going to be insanely detailed and just absolutely gorgeous. Created over a period of 35 years, Barry Windsor Smith's Monsters is a tour de force of visual storytelling. Part family drama, part espionage thriller, part metaphysical journey. It is an intimate portrait of individuals struggling to reclaim their lives and an epic political odyssey across 2 generations of American history. Monsters is rendered in Windsor Smith's impeccable technique, the visual storytelling being the most sophisticated of the artist's career, which is saying something because his art was always remarkably detailed and quite wonderful. Keep going. There we are. There are passages of heartbreaking tenderness, of excruciating pain and devastating violence. It is surely one of the most intensive graphic novels ever drawn. Now, Fantagraphics is saying this. Fantagraphics isn't one for hyperbole. When they're saying that they're into an artist's art style, and when they're saying this about the detail in his work, they're being true. I trust them on this, and my goodness, am I going to get a whole lot out of this, and I'm pretty sure you will too. So let us know that you want this if you want it. A second printing of Black Cotton is due for orders, so folks, please let us know. This is not the description. Good job, Diamond. Way to keep those current contracts that you have. Let's see if I can actually pull up what Black Cotton is about. You jerks. We're doing it live. We'll glean it from here. So basically, it is a fair role reversal between sort of black and white roles. The public outcry for justice after police officer Zion Cotton shoots an unarmed minority white woman. Elizabeth Nightingale causes calamity, and despite Zion's wealthy family trying to quell social tensions and fix the problem, Zion decides to take matters into his own hands. Meanwhile, Elizabeth struggles with what has happened to her. So it's taking the narratives that you're seeing out in the world today and flipping them around and seeing how comfortable we all are with how these events play out. Is there a different reaction within us? Then we need to confront that inside of us. So something very important to kind of go over. If you missed the first issue, we can get this second print for you because we are actually out of that one. Billionaires from John and Quarterly, a good old Canadian company. Daryl Cunningham offers an illuminating analysis of the origins and ideological evolutions of 4 key players in the American private sector: Amazon co-founder, founder and CEO Jeff Bezos, media mogul Rupert Murdoch, and oil and gas tycoons Charles and David Koch. What emerges in these informative and hilarious biographies is a vital critique of American capitalism and the power these individuals have to assert a corrupting influence on policymaking, political campaigns, and society writ large. Gonna be a freaking interesting read, or at least an interesting read for Brandon's, because he is into making himself sad about the world. The City of Belgium, also from John and Quarterly. Chances are we can get these already, and Diamond's just coming around to them, because that's what Diamond does. As night falls in the City of Belgium, 3 strangers in their late 20s, a most dangerous age, arrive at a popular restaurant. Jonah is about to move away. He calls his wife, who's already settled in Berlin, before trying to make plans with friends for one last night on the town. No one bites. They're all busy, or maybe they just don't want to party, but he's determined to make this night something to remember. Victoria is lively and energetic, but surrounded by friends and family who are buzzkills, always worrying about what is best for her. Rudolph glumly considers his own misery and then suddenly snaps out of it, becoming the life of the party. The 3 careen through the city's nightlife spots and underbelly, chasing pleasure or at least a few distractions from their daily lives. Each has a series of adventures that reveal them to be teetering on the edge between lucid dream and tooth-grinding nightmare. And this is what the book's going to look like, because that's Brecht Evans' style. And I also trust John and Quarterly for their curation. We've got Girls of Dimension 13 happening from Aftershock Comics. This is a single issue from Grant Nolan and Brett Blevins. 4 young women are brought together by a mysterious invitation to live in a creepy building in New York City. They soon learn that the building houses a portal to the other 12 known dimensions, and that a malevolent creature known as Abraxas has bound these dimensions together, enslaving them to his will. For centuries, the portal has been guarded by a gatekeeper to prevent the evil on the other side from gaining access to our dimension. And now that gatekeeper, Anna Neitlinger, is missing, and the only thing standing in Abraxas's way is a quartet of young women with powers and abilities they don't even know they have, for now. By writer-artist Graham Nolan, co-creator of Bane. And the character Bane from Batman, and illustrated by Emmy Award-winning Brett Blevins, who has worked on such projects like Superman the Animated Series and Justice League, the cartoons. The Girls of Dimension 13 is a fantastic tale of discovery and empowerment, proving that sometimes all you need is a little help from your friends. Music. Knights of Heliopolis from Titan. Surrealist samurai tale from the legendary filmmaker behind The Holy Mountain. The next incredible graphic novel from the acclaimed writer Alejandro Jodorowsky, The Inkle. So yeah, the guy behind The Inkle. puts a supernatural spin on The Man in the Iron Mask, published in English for the very first time and based off of one of the greatest myths in the history of France. Featuring iconic historical features like King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette. She's Josie. Takes a look at some of the original Josie stuff before she was in a band. So you've kind of got your swinging 60s style Josie stories. They're very interesting. I like when Archie puts out these projects to kind of give a deeper look at their full history. Tori and her hair. Hair Taekwondo. Tori's hair has a mind of her own. Her big red curly locks have the ability to magically transform into any shape, tool, or a creature at the speed of imagination, and with a childlike quality that is a source of both comedy and chaos. As Tori faces the perils and perks of being a 12-year-old at school, at home, and in her small town, her magical morphing hair is her constant companion. Along with her pet, Mr. Kitty, Tori, her hair, and her friends face off against famous martial arts expert Kim Kim and learn lessons about honor and fair play. More music, we almost there. Twin Worlds is also from Action Lab. The natives of Drekka rebel against the imperialist Earthers who colonized their planet. Two twin children hybrids, controversially born to a pioneer Earther and a Draken princess, embark on a journey of survival. They're caught between colonizer fire natives who view them as abominations and a manhunt by warlocks seeking to eliminate their royal bloodline. A lot happening there. And that's pretty much it. There's a new issue of the Nib on here. Say yes to drugs. Say yes to drugs. The Nib is an online political cartoon organization. They put out a magazine roughly quarterly, focusing on a topic specifically. This one is drugs, where artists from around the world share nonfiction stories of drugs that shaped their lives, from lithium to testosterone. The issue explores the racial politics of the cannabis economy and follows a heroin dealer in the Middle East and the way psychedelics can change your mind. Always very interesting and very funny and very dark and informs you while you read through some beautiful cartooning. Simone's right. That's what I'm referencing. What did Stephen Colbert used to call him? Papa Bear, Bill O'Reilly, back in the days before. Well, I guess he was always an asshole. Back in the days when he was working for Hard Copy or whatever, keeps screwing up, and then he just yells, "Heck it, we'll do it live!" And yeah, it's something that Danica and I yell out a lot of times, just in real life. If we've messed some stuff up, like, bring it, we're doing it live. And if you want a specific cover of the Star Wars Insider, you can get a very nice one with Baby Yoda. As I've been told by pedants, that is not that character's real name. I don't care. I don't. You know what I mean. I know what I mean. It's all good. Chill. Everybody just chill. That is the Diamond stuff. Let's quickly go through some of the DC. We've got the Batman 108 on the docket for Thursday. This one features the full first appearance of Miracle Molly. For those of you who have been excited about a new character coming in, that's where you're going to get that action on these two different covers. The Batman by John Ridley Deluxe Edition will be out. This collects the Future State Next Batman 1-4 and stories that were in Batman Black and White 1 and Batman The Joker War 1 that feature the character before you know who the character is. it's a really good collection, and I'm very happy to be getting that in. Batman Fortnite 0.3 is the one where Batman fights Snake Eyes. How do I know this? Well, the solicitation says Batman versus Snake Eyes. That's it. That's the solicit. Yes, you heard us. Batman versus Snake Eyes. Yes, that's Snake Eyes. Worlds collide on an island as G.I. Joe's unstoppable ninja clashes with the Dark Knight. Can either of them win? When neither of them can escape, will Batman remember he's got to find a way back to Catwoman, all the while trying to get back to Gotham City? And what the heck is Harley Quinn doing here? Oh, and in case we forgot to mention it, Batman fighting Snake Eyes. Do not miss it. And then they go on about little fiddly bits that have been happening. Batman the Adventures continue. If you want another season of stories from Batman the Animated Series, well, you have it. From producers of Batman the Animated Series, you're going to get new stories with new versions of characters that were not in the animated series. This is coming out, and they're going to be doing a second season of this in comics coming soon that will do the story of the city, the Batman story of the City of Owls in the animated style. So really, really cool to see. Really, really cool to see. Let's go back. Let's go back. I missed it. Crypto the Super Dog. Rough and away. Come along with this exciting all ages adventures of Crypto the Super Dog. He might have just been a pup when he left Krypton, but Crypto the Super Dog is all grown up and ready to protect his new family and his home, Earth. Whether traveling through space, working with other super dogs, or making jokes about Streaky napping the day away, Crypto is ready for any adventure. I'm very excited for that to get into the hands of the youth. The youth. If you missed out on the first printing of Nightwing 78, that's the start of the new series written by Tom Taylor. There is a second print on its way. We will probably need to order those because we are almost out of the first printing. The new Robin series is starting up. There's going to be a big League of Lazarus tournament that Damian Wayne is entering, and he wants to win the tournament to prove that he is the greatest fighter in the DC universe. But first, he must find the secret island where it's all going down. This brand new Robin solo series will force Damian Wayne to find his own path away from both sides of his family. New mysteries, new supporting cast, first appearances of new characters, and lots of fights. This is very telling on how marketing is going these days. Hey, everybody, new characters, come and buy the book, because so many people just hear about that and will just buy the book based off of that alone. Kind of wild. We've got Ruby and Justice League doing a crossover. Ruby is an online anime, I believe, produced by Rooster Teeth that has been fairly popular. And they're colliding with the Justice League. So y'all going to get some flavors of that hanging out here. It's got writing from Marguerite Bennett and art from Mirka and Delfo, who's one of Danica's absolute favorite writers. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's some second issues like the Teen Titans Academy and Harley Quinn that are following up. If you're liking what's been happening, there's more of it. Yeah, that is what we got for this week. Yep. Not tipsy at 4 in the afternoon, so not cussing on the live feed like we did last night, like I did last night. So yeah, that wraps things up. Hey, thank you all for watching this week's Final Order Cutoff show. You'll be able to find us at the store all weekend. Saturdays we are open from 11 to 5. Saturdays, Sundays, Monday, Tuesday we are closed. But on Mondays you can always find us here doing our pop culture show, also at 3:10 p.m. called Yeggs and Bacon, where we talk about the pop culture stuff happening this week. We might touch on the Penguin Marvel news a little bit if we have anything to add, but we'll probably direct people to yesterday's live feed. So definitely check that out if you wanted to know more about that. And Tuesday is our new releases show that happens at 8:10 p.m. We'll be talking about all the new cool stuff that's coming out for the week in comics. Yeah, pretty sure that's about it. Danica's at the store till 7 tonight. I am here. I'm probably going to take a little bit of a nap after I do some dishes. So thank you all for watching, and we will talk to you all again very soon.